Yeah. So this is what's interesting. And Dr. Care East, she actually came to Greece because of this. So when I was on the study, they took blood every week from me because they needed to see every little micro.
Yes, yeah.
So it was very important. Well, I go to Greece for a month and a half to 2 months every year. And they're like, oh my God, this is going to screw us up. So they said, when you're in Greece, and a friend of mine owns a lab, we just need lab work constantly.
So she flew to Athens to see you at a lab.
Yeah. No, I went to a local lab.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I see. If I would have been her, I would have gone.
No.
The study has to pay for my trip.
Yeah. She did. She did. She showed up, and I'll get how this happened. So anyway, when I got there the first year we did this, I'm sending her lab results. And the lab results, the first week weren't that significant. Second, third, fourth, they were just becoming more and more incredible. And to a point where they're like, okay, this doesn't make sense. This lab, as soon as you get back to Dallas, within 2-3 days, you need to come in and let's get your blood work. And they do the blood work. They're like, oh my God, this thing's
the
incredible.
Greek lab worked.
Yes. They're like, how in the heck is it this significant?
Yeah.
And that's when they started taking not just the diet, but the lifestyle and everything else into consideration, because they're like, this is just unbelievable.
Right. Because instead of a sedentary lifestyle, you were walking everywhere.
Yeah, walking, the sun. This is pre-COVID, because I've always preached vitamin D. I said, you need it. The problem in most countries, you go from no sun to full sun and it damages your skin. And the only production of vitamin D you have is your face and your hands. That's the only place that sees the sun. I said, you got to graduate into it. The problem is people go on vacation, they go into the sun and they'll stay out there for hours at a time the first day they get there. You got to build that pigment. You got to build up to it. Sure. But you cannot replace, because vitamin D, remember, the sun produces it, but it also kills a lot of the UV rays. The sun plays a bigger part than people realize. So being in the sun, being with a diet, being with the walking everywhere, all that stuff.
Also the social connections.
And that's the other part of the mind, because it takes out stress, which is the other factor. People don't give enough weight to stress and how that starts affecting your
inflammation.
Your inflammation goes off the charts. And the proof I tell everybody is, when you're stressed, what does your heart rate do? Why is it changing? So if stress has no factor, then why is it changing the pace of your beat there? Yes. So that's the proof I tell everybody, to open that door, and then we can open up the discussion farther and farther on stress. But to your point, I'm getting long-winded. The ability to socialize and connect and all that is the best de-stressor, because your brain blocks everything else out. Just like on this podcast, what we're doing.
Yes.
We're focusing in on. Yeah. So this is the original meditation, I call it, is being able to understand that socializing. And that's why Greece was on the blue zones that people live the longest, is because of that socialization. The old people still feel connected and part of the community, and it keeps that mind. So the healthy mind makes a healthy body. There is a lot of truth to that. Absolutely. And I was proof of it.